gamers, gals, non-binary pals. Today we have a pretty interesting issue on our hands. We have good friend Dyer of the channel, so we're going to talk about the increasing use of generative AI in YouTubers' thumbnails, or are we going to let the pot slowly boil until everyone is using it and you're called weird for pointing it out? And here we have Pac with with like an AI generated background and him in a mech suit, and then we have Team Sam with AI generated background and like an AI generated game store, and then here we have something that might not be AI generated, but I would not be surprised if like the background was. Either way, these are pretty two egregious examples of, you know, like the usage of generative AI. Now, am I going to say that AI is bad? Fucking no. Obviously, there are layers to this. Like, I'm not going to pretend I have not used AI. Like, I'm not going to pretend that I haven't had like ChatGPT help me like condense emails down or use like AI to like upscale certain images, because that would be stupid. AI is ultimately like a tool. What I do very much not like is people using AI as a crutch or an excuse in order to sort of take away from the world, both in the context of creating art, in the concept of like writing scripts, in the sense of like the creative world. Because one, all AI is extremely derivative, and it is unethical in the sense where you are deceiving your audience into telling them that you have created something in which you haven't. You did not create anything. This is not a thumbnail that you made. This is a thumbnail that AI generated. Yes, you can say like, oh, I fed the prompt into it. No, you did not. You had a concept of something, and then you just took the easy way out. Are you real or AI? I don't know. Let me check. I think I'm real. Now, obviously, I have a very vested interest in making sure that obviously that human artists like get paid, and like human scriptwriters get paid, and human editors get paid. Obviously, I run a production company. I own a production company. I want production to remain human so that I could take Dyer's money and put it into my own pockets. Sorry, Dyer, you're getting fucking robbed. Lay robbed. At least you're getting work now. Morality and ethics aside, it's just swagless and contains no aura. That is the second thing for why you should not use AI. AI is kind of like cheating. AI is very similar to like cheating at school to a degree. When you cheat in school, at least there's only like one right answer. Like 1 + 1 can only ever equal 2, or like 4 + 4 can only ever equal 8. But if you cheat in school, like if you cheat in kindergarten, you're gonna be behind in your knowledge when you hit first grade. And if you're behind in knowledge in first grade, you're gonna have to cheat then. And then you're gonna have to hit second grade, and then third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. When does the cheating stop? Are you gonna stop when you're like 40 years down the road into your career? That's just not gonna happen. And the same thing can be said about whatever. If you're like, I am so creatively bankrupt, I have to AI generate something, or I just don't want to have to pay an artist to do this, or I don't want to have to pay a whatever to do this. You should probably make it yourself. It may be shit. It may not be as good as you want it to be, but it is infinitely better than telling people that you are going to take the easy way out and permanently poison your brand. Because that's what AI does. If you get caught using AI, especially as a creative, you are going to taint your brand and people's perception of you. That is like one of the biggest reasons why you should not cheat or should not use AI or whatever. You should be transparent. You should be transparent with your limits and capabilities if you want to like honestly call yourself a creative. Now, if you're like, let's say for instance, Pac, where you don't really care about the creative side and all you want to do is just sell spreadsheets or whatever because your primary audience is never going to give a shit about like your thumbnails, then sure, whatever. Arguably you have like a pretty good incentive or reason to use AI because the people who like consume your content from a creative perspective aren't going to buy your spreadsheets anyways. That is a fair argument. However, if you're like Team Sam, you do not make non-creative content. Most of your content is geared towards casuals, geared towards people who engage with this hobby on a purely creative front. If you're touching your wiener, what am I saying? You're not a competitive player watching Team Sam. You are a casual or like a casual competitive or someone who just kind of like exists in the space who watches Team Sam for like the fun of it. And when you see a creative channel start abusing AI in this context, it becomes very disheartening because you know that the content that they're making is not even their content. It's content that they've stolen, ripped, and had no real individual input on. They just kind of slap it together. Now again, this is not to say that like Team Sam is like an evil person or that Pac is an evil person. But what I am saying is that the thumbnails fucking suck and they should probably just hire an artist. Pac, you work at like fucking Goldman Sachs, bro. You can afford the fucking $100 like thumbnail artist, bro. It's not that bad. But that sort of brand association is something that I do want to kind of get like a little bit deeper on, or at least just elaborate like a little bit more. It's kind of why if you are a brand or if you are a person, even if you think that you're not very large, those reputations and things that taint your image really, really, really do stick with you. you. People who are just bad, their job is getting replaced. Gotta adapt or get replaced. But here's the thing. Certain things will get replaced. Like, I'm not gonna pretend that like basic accounting spreadsheet filing is a job that's not gonna get replaced. I'm not gonna pretend that like data entry is a job that's not gonna get replaced by AI. Because spoiler alerts, those things are gonna get replaced by AI. Basic computer desk jockey jobs are going to get replaced by AI. But there are fields that are either not gonna be replaced by AI without viewer backlash, or there are fields that are arguably completely irreplaceable by AI. One of those things is, again, things like art. When I spot like a YouTuber or a VTuber or whatever using AI, I immediately think, wow, this person is so lazy and so creatively bankrupt that they're just cheating and using AI. When I see Coca-Cola use a fuck-ass AI ad, do you know what I think? Wow, Coca-Cola is so creatively fucking lazy, they can't think of anything better to do outside of some fucking fat nerd in a basement being like,
Grok, generate me polar bear and Coca-Cola and beep boop beep boop, I'm shitting my cum.
It means nothing. When I look at this ad, I feel nothing. I feel nothing about the brand. And if you guys know anything about advertising, how you feel and respond towards the image of a brand is everything. The goal of advertising is not to make you like, oh my god, I saw Coca-Cola, I'm gonna throw my fucking Beppis into the fucking garbage and then buy like a case of Coca-Cola. That's not what ads are trying to do. What ads are trying to do is to prime you to feel a specific way about a product so that when you are in stores or you are making decisions that are based around that product, you will then choose that product more over others. Like if I watch this ad and I fucking hate AI, and I see that Coca-Cola made this ad using AI, next time in the store and I'm looking at like Coke versus Pepsi, I'm probably gonna pick Pepsi over Coke because I have a negative feeling towards Coke and I'm just gonna choose it less. At the same time, if I look at like an MBT thumbnail versus like a Team Samurai X1 thumbnail now, I can at least feel something towards it rather than complete apathy and creative death as an individual. Now, obviously, there are caveats. I'm not gonna pretend that there are people who either don't care or like AI. Like, let's not pretend that like the fruit cuck porn. I should not Google that on my main. Like, let's not pretend the fruit cuck porn videos aren't as big as they are because people just want some sort of slop to attach themselves to. 3.4 million views, by the way. Like, I will never be like, there is no audience for it. There is an audience for it. Obviously, but it's kind of like saying there's an audience for people who like slop, or there's an audience for people who like to eat potato chips. This sort of content is nothing but the greasiest, oiliest, saltiest potato chips that exist out there. The same people who either feel nothing because it's just something to watch and I could just turn my brain off and enjoy it, and why are you getting so mad, bro? It's not hurting anyone. When in reality, it fucking is hurting people. It sort of does just circle back to, if you want your content to be associated with AI fruit porn slop, you could do it. I will never say that you can't or shouldn't or whatever. Just know, I will personally not watch it. I will personally have a lower opinion of both you and your content, and I would expect other people in the sphere to feel the same about your content. And just do not expect the audience that you want to like it. You know what I mean? If you want your content to be applauded, if you want like Anthony Fantano to rate your AI album a 10 out of 10, give up on those dreams immediately. But if you want the brainless Instagram reel watching masses of white moms in their 40s to watch the blueberry pineapple cuck porn, if you want them to laud for it, then go right ahead. Anyways, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on AI content and the sort of creative processes that AI can take away from and create in large quotations. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye forever.